Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Dana. I upload a new video at least once a week, but since it is fall, and this is the season where I really thrive, I might be uploading even more frequently than that. So now is a great time to subscribe to my channel so you can stay on top of all of those new videos. I have another pumpkin tea from David's Tea today, and this one is called White Pumpkin. So let's go ahead and get it steeping, and then we can check out everything there is to know about this tea. I have a clear glass mug and my metal basket infuser. These are my absolute essential. I sell these on Amazon. I've been having a little trouble with my Amazon listing, so hopefully by the time this video goes back up, it's all resolved. But if not, I will put a link to where you can buy it on either my Poshmark or Mercari or somewhere else. But if you don't have one of these metal basket infusers, you definitely want to get you one because they're perfect for just making cup after cup of tea all day. They are sturdy, they don't really break, they're easy to clean, just my absolute essential. So this is a white tea, so we don't want to steep it at too hot a temperature or for too long. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, now we can set this guy to the side and check out the loose tea. So white pumpkin. The ingredients are apple, coconut rasp, white chocolate, coconut chip, white tea, carrot, natural pumpkin pie and white chocolate flavoring, bean peel, pumpkin seed, sea buckthorn, and stevia extract. They did it again with the stevia, but I know they should know how I feel about that. Stevia is just one of those things, like a lot of people can't tolerate it. Like I've heard that it gives some people migraines. It would just be so much easier to leave it out of the tea, and then like those of us who want sweetener can add it, and those of us who don't could just not. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers me that it bothers some of you. You know what I mean? Like I'm like upset about it like on the behalf of people who get migraines and things, because my husband gets migraines, not from stevia, but in general. So I know how like terrible and painful it is. So if that's a problem you have to just skip any tea with stevia. Like it doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem right if you ask me, but let's take a look at what's all in this tea. A lot of good chunks. So the white tea is like in the middle of the ingredients list. It's not very high up on there. So one thing I'm gonna be kind of checking for is to see if we could taste that white tea. With white teas, like they're expensive, they're delicate. You don't want to add too much to them because then it's like, why even put the white tea? So I am curious if we're going to be able to taste the white tea through all this, but it smells like heavenly. It smells like creme brulee, like so good. It reminds me a bit of the smell of Tahitian vanilla, another tea from David's Tea. I don't know what the common denominator would be though. So here is how it looks on the plate. A lot of chunks. So let's see if we could find what each thing is. So we have apple, probably these guys, these little chunks. I think these might be the apple. Coconut rasp, that's probably these like, maybe this? I don't know. This might be the bean peel actually, not really sure. White chocolate. I think those are these like squares, little squares of white chocolate. Coconut chip, these guys. White tea, I do see a couple pieces that I think are the white tea, but it is pretty like sparse for a white tea. Like there's not a whole lot of tea leaves, but that's all right. Maybe there's a reason for that. Carrot, that's the orange pieces. Natural flavoring, we won't be able to see. Bean peel, I think, is this. This piece that I thought was the coconut rasp, I think it might be bean peel. Pumpkin and pumpkin seed. I don't see any seeds, and I'm not really sure which pieces are the pumpkin because it's probably orange pieces. Oh, you know what? I think this is a pumpkin piece. It's like a little different than the carrot. It's like more of like kind of a flaky shape, and the carrot pieces are a little more solid. Sea buckthorn, that's an ingredient I'm excited to see. It's in a lot of like beauty products. It's a really like beautifying kind of herb. I want to say it's like similar to seaweed, but I'm not 100% sure. I have not had a tea with that in at least 2 years. So maybe on the website we'll be able to see a little more of information on that. But it smells like frosting. Like it smells really good. It smells like pumpkin frosting or like spiced frosting or like a spice cake with a little bit of frosting. But let's look on their website and see what we can find out on there about white pumpkin. And you know what? I'm gonna take out this infuser because it is a white tea. We don't want to oversteep it or else it'll taste bad. And we don't want that kind of first impression. Wow. The white chocolate makes it really like opaque, I feel like. All right, white pumpkin, how it tastes. Delicate pumpkin with notes of cream, coconut, and a whisper of spice. I do get that like whisper of spice. It's definitely like lightly spiced. The description is, let's dabble in fall, shall we? Before you take the plunge into a full-blown PSL, dip your toes in this delicate and approachable pumpkin blend with only a touch of spice. On a white tea base, discover notes of cooked cream, white chocolate, coconut, and pumpkin seeds seamlessly blended into this demure autumnal staple. What makes it great? Want the pumpkin spice feeling without the in-your-face flavor? This is the blend for you. Light spice and soft pumpkin gives you fall vibes without overpowering your palate. Great alternative to pumpkin chai, a bit less intense while serving all your fave fall time flavors. Add a splash of milk and a sprinkle of cinnamon for a decadent treat, perfect in a tumbler for a walk through the pumpkin patch. I really want to go to the pumpkin patch this year. Last year we went, but it was like still in the thick of the pandemic, and it was really crowded the day we went, so it was kind of unenjoyable, and like there weren't that many pumpkins, so I'm hoping we can go this year and have a better experience. Maybe even get like a little group together. That would be fun. But I'm really intrigued by this. Like I do get like the whisper of spice. Like I don't even think there's spice in this. Oh, you know where that comes from is the natural pumpkin pie flavoring. So there aren't like spices like cinnamon and clove and things like that, but there is like that bit of flavoring. But for the most part, I think this is gonna be more of like a sweet pumpkin, like a pumpkin cupcake or something like that. I love David's Tea's pumpkin chai. I don't really feel like it's too intense for me, but I am someone who enjoys a good chai. So it's interesting, like they have pumpkin chai that like doesn't really seem like a chai, and then they have this white pumpkin, they have pumpkin creme brulee. Like they do a lot of really interesting pumpkin blends that I really like. They did have a blend, I'm not sure if it's back for Halloween this year, but Monster Mash, that was like the closest I think to like just a basic regular like pumpkin spice tea. But I don't prefer just like a basic regular one. I like those like unique ones. Like I like that their pumpkin chai is like caramely and delicious. So I think I'm really gonna like this. I never had the chance last year to try their pumpkin creme brulee tea. So I'm not sure how that was, but I did see like there were some bad reviews. So I never, like even this year it's back, I didn't pick any up. Pumpkin cheesecake I used to really love, and that's back this year, but I like skipped it and practiced some self-control on the pumpkin teas and just got a little bit of pumpkin chai, this one, and then the pumpkin Earl Grey, which I have a review up of that as well. But let's go ahead and try the white pumpkin. Ooh, it's really sweet. It's sweet and it's light. The flavor is light, but I do taste like the pumpkin vibe. Yeah, I do feel like this is more, it's like light and desserty. I think it's nice, but I I think I would have wanted more white tea too. Like, I think that's maybe, like, I think it's okay, but it's not, I guess it's not really what I expected. Like, I'm not really getting that much pumpkin. It's more like sort of a cupcake kind of vibe. Yeah, it's not really a super like solid like flavor. I'm definitely picking up sweetness and sort of a more full-bodied mouthfeel because of like that white chocolate, how it like melted into the tea. There's sort of like those oils that are in it from the white chocolate melting. It's by no means bad, but it's very light. Like, it's a very light, like pumpkin pie sort of flavor. Like, the coconut is kind of a complimentary flavor. Like, I'm sort of getting that. But it's mostly just like a sweet, creamy, tiny hint of pumpkin pie. So it's good. It's not, it doesn't taste bad or anything like that, but it just doesn't have like the level of pumpkin I would have liked. And the same with like the white tea. Like, I think they could have probably done this as an herbal tea and have like a little bit of a nicer price point if they were to just leave the white tea out. I definitely wouldn't buy this one again. It's meant to be light. It's meant to be like a hint of pumpkin, I think. You know, it's meant to be more like someone who doesn't want a pumpkin chai, but I do feel like there are better options. Like, if the pumpkin cheesecake still tastes the same way I remember it, it was a rooibos and it was really delicious. I would say, like, if you're not into the chai and the black tea, I would say go for that instead of this. I can't speak about the pumpkin creme brulee because I never tried it, but I think you could skip the white pumpkin. I don't think it's that good. Like, it's a good like desserty sort of tea, but it's too much for a white tea. Like, it's too sweet for a white tea. And it's like, I guess kind of like the sweetness is overpowering to the flavor and everything else. I do get that hint of pumpkin pie, but it's a sweet one. Like, it's more like a pumpkin frosting or something, you know? I was really impressed though with the pumpkin Earl Grey. I expected to like this one more than that, but it actually turned out opposite. I liked that one a lot. I don't know if I'd buy that one again either, just because I'm not like the biggest fan ever of Earl Grey. I think I'd stick with my pumpkin chai. I love that tea. It's so nostalgic for me too, because when I worked at David's Tea, I like have memories of drinking it and making iced lattes and making hot lattes, and just so good. It brings me back to some really good memories. But this one, the white pumpkin, I'm not gonna buy again. But that's okay. You can't like every tea you try. It's all about personal preference. So just because I don't love it doesn't mean you won't love it. Maybe you will. But that pumpkin Earl Grey sure is a winner. So 1 out of 2 for the 2 new teas I bought from David's Tea. Still a pretty great track record. I love David's Tea. So I hope that you and your families are all staying safe and healthy. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.